Hey you playa, no matter how confident a guy is around girls, he's bound to make a few mistakes that are instantly going to turn them off. Now I say this from experience because there were a few things that I did over the years that I didn't realize until much later on that were just making girls totally unattracted to me. Something that guys tend to overlook after a very long day is what their body and breath smell like. If you have bad breath, that is instantly going to be a game killer. It doesn't matter how attractive you are. One day I was taking a train home heading back from the city during rush hour traffic with a girl that I knew. Now, this wasn't a girl that I was trying to get with, but it was a girl that I would flirt with on occasion. At around 5 p.m., the train was super packed with people, so me and her had to kind of bunch up really close together against one of the train doors. As more and more people got on the train, our bodies and faces started to inch closer together, which sounds like a good thing, but it wasn't. In an effort to make that train ride a lot less boring, I started speaking to her, but I noticed every time I opened my mouth to talk, she would turn away. I started to pick up on her behavior changed and wondered what was wrong until she eventually just flat out told me, "I'm sorry, I can't really talk to you. Your breath smells really bad right now." Bad breath killed the situation. No matter what I was talking about, no matter how good my game was, a breath mint would have saved it. So if you're ever going out to be around girls or just people in general, do a basic smell test. Do I have breath mints on me? Did I put deodorant on? Did I take a shower before I left the house? These seem like pretty obvious and simple things, but once in a while, you may forget. Something else that guys tend to overlook that may instantly turn a girl off is how you choose to dress and present yourself. I've had situations where I put on just any random clothes, headed out to go meet girls feeling confident, only to get called out for what I was wearing. One night, a bunch of my friends were going out to this bar where every single time you bought a drink, they gave you a little ticket to go exchange it for a slice of pizza. Me being a huge fan of pizza, decided to go out with them. So I threw on a random polo shirt, put on my belt, my pants, and my shoes, and headed on out. As I was heading over, one of my friends told me that she invited her girlfriends to come join us that night, with one of those friends in particular wanting to get to know me better. I went into that night ready to hit on this girl, flirt with her, ask her out, do whatever. But as soon as she arrived and saw me, she kind of just gave me this up and down glance and looked at me kind of disapprovingly. I eventually took one of my friend's pizza tickets, went over, got my slice, and when I came back, she just rolled her eyes and said, "Oh my God, just untuck your polo shirt right now. You look so stupid with it tucked in. It's an instant vibe killer." She told me that my polo was just way too oversized for me, and the fact that I was tucking it in inside and under my belt just made it look weird. Also, the fact that I was wearing a brown belt with black shoes just was totally a no-no. All of these little critiques should have just broken me down as a person, but they helped me realize how important your visual aesthetic is. All I needed to do was make a few outfit changes and the entire dynamic of our interaction would have changed. She wouldn't have focused so much on my clothes and instead would have focused more on what I was saying and doing to attract her. But all of that fails in comparison to this really big mistake that I made around a girl that I wanted to be attracted to me. One time I was hanging out at the park with my friends. There was a girl that was kind of a frequent visitor. She would hang out at the park with everyone there too. And I thought, if I just sounded really loud and told really funny, engaging, and crazy stories, she would be more attracted to me. But it ended up backfiring. I was a huge Hilary Duff fan at the time. I loved her music and her movies and her TV shows. Everything she did was just golden to me. I thought by talking about this in front of this girl, she'd be interested in joining our conversation. And that's when I thought, okay, I can hook her in and then start talking to her and get to know her better, flirt with her, and then make it work. But what ended up actually happening was the more that I talked, the more she just kind of tuned it out. She never responded to us, never even acknowledged us until years later. I ran into that girl again when me and one of my other friends decided to hit her up to hang out. As we were riding the train, I told her about my valiant attempt to win her attention by talking about Hilary Duff, and she just flat out told me, "Well, I didn't know that you were into me. You never actually approached me and started a conversation. I just heard you talking about Hilary Duff and I thought you were gay." I realized things would have been totally different if I just confidently approached her, started a conversation, and then started talking about my hobbies, rather than just talking about it with another guy off on the side, hoping that she would come approach us. The takeaway for me wasn't about avoiding certain topics to try to appear more manly. It was about changing the way that I approached her. So if you like a bunch of random and weird things, carry that into conversations confidently, but make sure you you approach that girl rather than waiting for her to come around to approach you. There are things within your control and things outside of it, and any one of those can turn a girl off. You're not always going to get it right with every girl that you approach. It's all about learning how you can adapt, you can evolve, and you can respond in a way that is humble, respectful, and true to yourself. On that note, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.